In this video, we're going to look at very basic editing using the QuickEdit in Photoshop Elements. So let's get into Photoshop. Double click on the icon. Choose the Edit option. Once we're in Photoshop, let's open a photograph. And it's a good idea if you're making changes to your photographs is to copy your photographs into a new separate folder so you can change them without changing the originals. So let's open the first photograph. I'm going to choose this butterfly. To be honest, it's a pretty good photograph to start off with. There are three edit modes here. You have full, you have quick, and you have guided. And the one I'm going to show you today is the quick. So click on the quick and you come to the screen. Now you've got the option of seeing the before and after. And if you see at the bottom here it says view, before and after, but you can change, you can say, right, I only want to see the after. I don't see much point in seeing only the before because then you can't see what's done to it. And you can change the way you see the before and after. You can have it vertical, or you can have it horizontal. And once you've got it in this position, you can actually move so you can see different areas, or you can change the zoom. So if I zoom in a little bit more, you can almost see the whole picture. With this one, I think I'm going to start off with just seeing what happens after. So we're going to have a look at the after only. Well, the first thing I want to do is to crop this picture. So I just get the butterfly and this is rather nice leaf and this flower. So I go to the crop tool. So I click in the left hand corner that I wanted to start and I draw a box around the area that I want to see. And now you'll see I've got these little boxes on the sides and the corners and I can move those to suit myself. So I've just cut off the end of this leaf. I want to just include it a bit more. Another thing we can look at is at the top here it shows you the cropping options. At the moment we've got no restrictions, so I can crop it to any size, any width, any height, but I might decide I want to crop it specifically to print to a 4:6 inch photo ratio. Now I just need to move it back and maybe a little bit smaller, and it keeps the ratio. Once I've decided on what I want, I can either click the tick, which will commit it, or I can click the cancel operation. So let's click the tick. And that's pretty good. Even the colour looks to me to be quite good. But let's have a look and see if we just do a smart fix. So we have all these options down the side which we can use to improve our photograph. And I'm going to just click on Smart Fix. Well, I rather like that. So I'm not even going to bother to look at anything else. Let's compare that now with the original. Change the zoom. Yes, I much prefer that, so I'm going to save it. So File, Save, and I'm going to call it Butterfly. Now this is where you can change the compression of your photograph. So at the moment it's 1.9 megabytes, which is rather large if you want to send it, email it. So let's make it a bit smaller. Let's leave it about a medium and OK that. So let's close that and open a new one. File, Open. And I'm going to try this photograph. So this photograph is very dark, but it's got a little interesting creature in it. So I wanted to see what this creature looked like. And I'm going to start off by just clicking on the auto levels. Because you've changed the light quite a lot on this photograph, you'll see it's quite bitty. But the whole purpose of taking a photograph like this is that you wouldn't have seen in the first place that there's an animal there. Now let's crop it. So go to the crop tool. I'm going to leave those leaves in because I think that's rather nice. I wonder if there's anything else that I need to do. What if we put an auto colour on it? And I think I'm going to leave that as it is. Let's try another photograph. This is a picture of a woodpecker, and because the background is so light, the woodpecker and the tree have come out quite dark. So let's first of all see how it would look if we did an auto fix. Well, that's okay, but the skies still come out a lot brighter and too bright for the tree. So I'm going to undo this, go to undo, and I'm going to use the lighting here to try and do it separately. So if we darken the highlights and we lighten the shadows, let's try the midtones as well. Bring the midtones down. Now to me that's a lot better. So there are times when auto doesn't work very well. It's best to try some of the manual options yourself. When you use the manual options, remember that you need to click the tick to commit them. Let's save that photograph. Woodpecker. And I'm going to show you one more photograph. This picture of the beach and the house, let's, for the view, just have a look at the after. This picture of the beach is very washed out. Let's try an auto levels on that. And that's pretty good. I think I'll keep that. What about the color saturation on this? Auto. Don't really like that, so let's undo. Let's try a little bit. Just saturate it a little bit. And then I think it's a little bit blue. So this is where your temperature comes in. So if you go towards the right, it's warmer. And if you go towards the left, it's cooler. So let's pretend we wanted it cooler, which we don't. You'll see it goes very blue, but it's already a little bit too blue for me. Oh, that's better. So if I make it slightly more yellow, then it brings out the yellow of the buildings and the beach. Now what the tint will do, it makes it more green or magenta. But I don't think we need either of those. So when I finish the balance, I click the tick. Let's have a look at the sharpness because we haven't looked at that yet. I might just sharpen it a little bit. But let's see what happens if I sharpen it a lot. You'll see you get a lot of what we call artifacts in the picture. And if you actually want to create an old-fashioned picture, if you put the sharpening up, it almost looks as if it's a picture that was taken in the 60s. So if you want to do that, then there's a way of doing it. But I'm just going to sharpen it just a little bit. And I think I'm going to make it a little bit darker at this point. And then I'm going to save the photograph. And close it.